Good morning, everybody. This is Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. Look, so I had to pray real quick because I was like, okay, Lord, I want to make sure that I am saying what you want me to say, and I don't want to leave anything out. So this is my daily video. I'm going to try my best to do one every day. I know that doesn't mean anything to you, but I'm trying to be obedient in what I was told to do. So anyway, I wanted to talk about things are not like you're going to, I don't even know what the title of the video is, but basically it's not going to happen the way it's been happening before. It's going to happen a different way. So, what I noticed, I had this big plan in my head, like, once I quit my job, I've been door dashing, I make more money than I DoorDash, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm going to be able to live off of that, whoop, whoop, whoop. And so when I was finally released to DoorDash, when I started DoorDashing, I was like, hold up. This is not the money I was making. So I don't know about this. And so I panicked a little bit. And then I remember my homegirl, one of my homegirls does Uber Eats. So she was like, and my daughter, which is the crazy thing, was like, Ma, I believe Uber Eats makes more money. So I'm like, yeah, okay. And I said, well, you know what, let me try it, because I had never done it. The first day I jacked it up, like I didn't know what I was doing. But I'm normally a researcher, and I did not go and research what to do, to make the most of everything. So the first day was like a no-go, and I was like, you know what, I'm over it. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. Then I was thinking I got to do something, because I don't want to go into my cushion money if I don't have to. Like, that's cushion just for that. I want to be able to still work when I want, what I'm saying, when I want to, and make the money that I need to make and still be cool. I don't want to rely on that. So I act like I don't even have it. So I'm like, okay, Lord, I'm going to have to figure something out quick. So I said, well, let me try this again. And so I noticed, once I did a couple, a few things to research and know where the orders were to go get orders, I was non-stop yesterday, back to back. There was no downtime. There was no break. Even when I was trying to go home, because I like to kind of chill out before I go get my daughter from school. I was trying to go there, and I just kept getting stacked orders. So I was like, okay, Jesus, this is good. And so, I had posted yesterday that DoorDash is very saturated here in Houston, and it absolutely is. It's super saturated. And like I said, I made a few dollars, but it was absolutely nothing like what I was making from Knoxville. So I also talked to a friend of mine who does Grubhub, and so she was giving me her stats on what was what. But what I came to the conclusion is it matters where you're at. So everything is not going to work in the same area that you're in. So what worked in Knoxville is not going to work for here, right? And so y'all gonna be picking up what I'm putting down here in a second. And so I went to dinner last night with a friend of mine. We actually met at Taco Bell, my first job in Knoxville. And I saw her one other time when I was in Houston when I first came. She came to visit me for a slight second. I had a speaking engagement, and she came to visit. She stopped by. I hadn't seen her since I was 16, 17. So she stopped by to say, hey, welcome me to the city. And I hadn't seen her, talk to her since 2019. And so when I was on my way here, I texted her. I was like, hey, girl, I'm moving. And so, we had dialogue. She was like, yay. So she ended up inviting me to dinner, myself and my daughter to dinner last night. And listen, so this is kind of veering off from the topic, but I'll tie it in together. So seeing her made me know what was possible. I was a basket case when I got to the car. I was boo-hoo crying, because and if I'm not careful, I'm going to get up here and start crying again. But I was super duper emotional, because I was like, you're from the, and I know it was God. That's the thing. I know it was God. Nobody can tell me anything different. To see somebody that I started with, this was my first job. You know what I'm saying? We started there. She lived in Knoxville, all her life, born and raised. And she came here and moved with her husband. I think, I ain't going to say 10 years ago. I don't know. It's been quite some time that they've been here. And to see that they've elevated so much, just doing really, really well for themselves. And also, I noticed, as I kind of thought to the conversation, because I look and think about everything. I look for God in everything. And one of the things that I knew that I talk to you guys about all the time is getting healed and making sure that you're looking at yourself like from a super microscopic lens. What's wrong with me? What do I need to heal? Am I really healed in this area? And I'm going to be honest, when you know that you are really healed in certain areas, you'll know when you're talking to other people. So for example, when I sat with her, just listening to all her endeavors and business things and job and just her life, her travels, things of that nature. If I was a jealous person, there is absolutely no way I would be able to sit with her, because I don't have a quarter of what she has. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have it. But guess what? I want to have it. I don't want her stuff. I want what God has for me. But I know, and it's like I can't get jealous of her, because it's like, you know what? If she has it and she's sitting down and she took her time to talk to me, obviously it's something that she sees in me that I can gain. And she was giving me, y'all listen to me. She was giving me all this information, and not even just her, but like the waiter. Good morning. And I was just like, it felt like, and I guess for me, for Knoxville, I'm going to be honest. And like I said, I try my best not to say anything bad about Knoxville, because like I said, I'm born and raised, I'm grateful. But there are it's like almost like a gatekeeper situation. If they don't want to give you information, they're not. They can know everything. And I think like the city is just too small not for us to all work together. And it's like you hold information or you give information to the people you think that won't get any bigger than you or won't really do anything with it. And there's a situation where a lot of people there just want to be the one. They want to just give a little bit of information if they do it all, and then say, oh yeah, I care about the people, or I care about this. And really, you really don't. You're being selfish. But instead of complain about it, like I just maneuver with it and find other ways to go. Like I said, Knoxville, I never started my business in Knoxville in the first place. I started it in Atlanta. And I don't complain about the lack of support or lack of information. God he's my provider. He's my source. So he's going to put me around places and people that I need to get whatever information I'm going to get. So I never complained about that. But it was just like a breath of fresh air to even be sitting in an environment, first of all, full of Black people. Number one, I love my white brothers and sisters and my Indians and my Mexican. Lord knows this place is diverse. I love it here. However, it feels really good to be in a Black establishment that is run very well. Everything was top notch. The service was top notch. It was clean. Just everything about the place. I give it a 10. I was very, very surprised. I guess the people that gave it a 4.0, they went on a bad night, or maybe I don't know. But for me, I'm going to be honest, my expectation level nowadays is on like 5,500. I'm serious. Like I want to experience all things. Just anything that God has for me, I want to experience it. And so last night, I just got this moment where I'm just like, Lord, you really have me in the right place. These conversations that I'm having, like I said, even with the waiter, like everybody got to hustle. And I was just like, you know what? I was telling her, I said, I just don't feel like I'm led to have a job. And she said, you don't have to here. You don't have to. She said, by the time we get through talking, like she was saying herself to have 7 streams of income, right? Her husband, they going to have their income, and then once they pour into us, like everybody around them should be lifted up. And I told her as she was talking, I was like, hey man, like we need to go back out so I can pay you and sit and pick your brain. And she said, pay me? What are you talking about? Like, what do you mean? Like, if you're a part of my friends or my circle, we help each other. This is what we do. We help each other get money. We help each other, maintain it. So here come the waiter saying basically the same thing. So he's talking to Kennedy, like, Kennedy, what do you like? Kennedy, didn't call her by name, but what do you like to do? So we're talking about fashion. Well, Kenny does a lot of stuff, side note, but she is very good with design. And so he was like, yeah, I do the same thing. And he said, what I do is, he said, I don't sew anything. I pay this girl $30 a pair of jeans to sew, and then I distress them and I do X, Y, and Z. And he was like, also, the black community here, or the people, period, love kids. So if there's something that she wants to do, that is absolutely a lot, it's a gateway for her to do and be whatever she wants to, and she will absolutely have the support. And what they describe Houston as, a black Southern LA. And I'm apt to believe it. When I just saw the little bit that I saw last night, I was just like, and I had to, I know Trina was probably looking at me like, oh my gosh, she's so country acting. Because I was just like, she had given me a piece of information. Listen to me. I'm not going to tell you what it is. But it was a piece of information that it was something that I have seen floating on TikTok for about a good month, where people are paying thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to get this certain piece of information she has. And she was like, oh, I'm going to have to, give you X, Y, and Z. And I was like, huh? I said, you mean give? Like, am I going to have to, I was like, am I going to have to, is this legal? Like, do I need to? And she was like, nah, like everybody just needs this. And all you need is this. And then you just use this and set this up. And I was like, what? And I was just in disbelief, because I've never been, I'm not going to say I've never been, that's not true, but where people just readily giving you what you need, Then my cousin called me. You really low key, you don't have to DoorDash anymore. I got this. I do this as a side hustle. This will make you X, Y, and Z. You talking about side hustle. This is like real money at a job. What are you talking about, side hustle? So it's like, it's coming like that. Like, oh, Ray, you in town? Let me help you do X, Y, and Z. And I said, oh, I guess this is why I'm feeling like I don't need a job. Because God is presenting all these opportunities. And I know my time is going to need to be free for me to move and shake in the city, and also get out of my comfort zone with talking to people. I've told y'all before, a lot of people, even when I was telling Trina, I was like, I'm introverted at a certain part. Because if I don't know you, or I'm trying to check the room, I'm not really the one to put myself out there. But I know I can't do that here. Like, it's too many people. It's too many people to network with here to have a closed mouth. Like, a closed mouth definitely don't get fed here. It's not happening. And the crazy thing is, it's almost not even hard to do, because everybody here is so nice. Like, it seems like, I was telling my homegirl yesterday, like, I'm in a twilight zone, because I don't care what race you are. People are just, they come and start the conversation with you. The waiter last night, never seen anything like it. You would have been like, come sit down at the table and talk to us. But he said, yeah, I do this, but then I also do X, Y, and Z, and then I have some properties over here to do. And then because I do this, I like to, network and do it. I still make really good money, but I do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, what? It was almost very overwhelming. And I was just talking to two people. So I can't even imagine going to a real networking event here to, you know what I'm saying, do some things. So I had to think, all right, Lord, I almost really need to start over and make sure I have the basics and the foundation of my business together before I just go out here. Because I have a strong feeling that when I open my mouth, when I start really networking like I need to, then it's going to take off quickly. Then the crazy thing is, one of my homegirls that was on my live last night, LaRonda, inboxed me. Very prophetic. I told you, you got to have somebody prophetic on your team that can see some things that you cannot see, or can confirm some things that God told you that you haven't shared with anybody. I haven't physically talked to LaRonda on the phone in months, okay? And so she inboxed me. She said, do you have an X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z there? And I was like, yep. And I said, I'm already 10 steps ahead of you, because I was thinking about X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z and X, Y, and Z. She said, well, then you got to do it. She said, because I'm sitting here visualizing this, and this. And I'm supposed to be there. And I said, you absolutely are. Because guess what? When I got it together, I was calling you. Like, it's not even time for me to really work. I know what I'm supposed to do. Like, finish, get myself together, taking care of my child, get my body together, get my mind together, getting the foundation of my business together. Like, what worked in Knoxville, this is a whole nother level. And I know people are like, oh my gosh, she's just saying that. And I'm going to have to quit saying that, because at the end of the day, I'm not going to apologize for trying to level up. That's why I said being healed and whole, you cannot sit at tables and with the information that I'm getting and that the people that I'm seeing, if you're not healed, you're going to be looking like, they think they're all that. So they think they're better than other people. They just want to be in the spotlight. And everybody is not necessarily got to be in the spotlight. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not healed, you got that ugly face. And right now, it's like, I don't even care anymore. Like, if you looking at me, like, to know me, you got to know my heart. And my heart is always to help people first. It really, really is. That's my heart. I want everybody to win. But I know I have to win to be able to lead others to win too. You know what I'm saying? And if you're looking at me through a hateful lens, I can't help you. I can't help you. And guess what? All the information that I'm going to get, if people want to move to Houston, guess what? I'm going to hold the door open, but it will not be for everybody. Let me be very clear. Let me be very clear. It will not be for everybody. There is absolutely opportunity here. I love Atlanta. I do. I love Atlanta. But here there's a lot. It's huge. So if I have an event here, just where I'm located, there's thousands of people that live here. It's like the population is like 250,000, something like that. That's just in my county. Do you know how many other counties are like that surround me? I can have an event once a month in different counties for the next year and still not even going around Houston without even going into Houston. The population in Houston is 2 to 3 million people. It's a land of open opportunity and space. And what worked before is not going to work here. It's just not. The same God you knew is the same God you know now, but he's showing you different things. Just like I thought I was finna bring DoorDash here, absolutely not. Uber has served me and served me well. And served me well. Like, I'll work less time, less hours. And this was the kicking part to me. I try to do like the driving while my daughter's in school so I can spend time with her when she gets out. Like, my mindset is to have a meal ready for her when she comes home, pick her up. We have that dialogue. She's not always going to want to be in my face and up under me like that. She's the only child too, so we like that, but we ain't like that. So to give her that, that time, I want to be able to do that and not always leave her home while I'm dashing, because I was doing that quite a bit. When I was on go mode, I was on go mode. I'm still on go mode, but I need to be there for her more than I was, especially since we're in another state. So my mindset was to make sure that I was dashing while she was in school. I was not able to do that with DoorDash. I was not. But with Uber, I absolutely was. I made all the money that I needed to make and then some for that small time frame. I was able to go home, warm up the food that I cooked the day before to eat a little bit because I knew I was going out later, but I hadn't eaten. Warmed that up a little bit, sat down, took a breather, then went to school and got her. What worked last time is not going to work this time. And we need to make sure that if you want to go into another level, another dimension of whatever it is that you're wanting to do, I'm going to always say seek God first. Listen, I was thinking when I was brushing my teeth today, I was like, you know what? I see a lot of people talk about God on their posts. Like I do. But one thing I know, that when we really worship a God that we worship, we see fruit. My friend and I talk about that all the time. What fruit are you showing? Like, I can get up here and talk to you until I'm blue in the face about videos and all this other stuff. But what fruit do you see from me? Do you see growth? Yeah. Now is the time. I'm telling you, we can play with God. I don't advise it. We can play. We play. Yeah. Listen, it's easy. I'm going to be honest. Monday, I'm going to do a live about it. I'll do a live about it this next week coming up. But we got to stop playing with God. When I'm not even saying I'm all that with God. I'm never going to be like, yeah, I got this perfect. And I don't. I do not have a perfect walk with God. Nobody does. I definitely don't. I make mistakes all the time. But one thing that I know that I'm trying to do right now more than anything is listen to him. Listen to where he's telling me to go. Listen to him. Listening to him. right? Because I feel like the season, like when I was sitting at the table last night, I said, oh, I done walked into my season. And I ain't even seen nothing yet. And I'm telling you, it was very overwhelming where I got in the car and Kenny was like, what is wrong? And I just thank God. I was just like, this is the tip of the iceberg. This is legit for me, the tip of the iceberg. And God said, as you're working, you're going to have to shut your mouth. Like, you know, sometimes I give y'all like a, hey, this is what I'm going to do, guys. I'm working on it. He was like, no. We can't do that. We got to keep our mouth shut. So whatever you're working on now, work in private. Don't give a coming attraction. Don't do it. Work on it in silence and put your ear to God's mouth. I'm telling you what the Lord loves. I'm telling you what he loves. And some people can look at me and be like, you know, what she's doing makes no sense. But I'm telling you, faith without works is dead. And I know a guy who took care of me when I back there. What you think he's going to do here? Y'all, I'm telling you, my help is ever present here. And it's coming from strangers. The people I know, yes. But it's almost like when I got out in the street yesterday, I was like, Lord, I don't know. Because I got a feeling that it's going to happen quickly. That Amos 9:13 through 15, it's going to happen quickly. A new thing. Do you not see it springing forth? A new thing. That's what I was saying. Everything that worked in the past season is new now. It's new. I have a new place. I have new instructions. It's new. New friends. New connections. New man. I'm going to keep saying that because that's happening too. I keep having dreams about it. So just do. It's new. And it's not going to take a long time because we're in the last days. We keep hearing that too. So I just want to encourage y'all, like, you can't, if you want a new level, you got to do new things. I'm going to have to put myself out there. Listen, I keep saying I don't want to, but it's not even the truth anymore because now I'm put around people here in Houston that are used to it. And if they have done it, both have come from Knoxville. So he gives me an example to say this was them, but look at them now. I have a friend, nonprofit business, like she's doing it. Opening up centers, and I'll listen to me. If I could tell y'all what's in my heart to do, it'd be like, oh my gosh, really? So Lord, this is what you doing? Oh, okay. Everything is new. Ty Tribbett's song. Everything new. Everything is new. Everything is new. New mercy, new grace. Everything is new. Y'all, I'm so happy. I'm telling, and I keep saying, I want to keep telling these people I'm not, because I don't even have everything I want. You know what I'm saying? But I'm so grateful. And I'm coming in with a grateful heart and expectation every day that everywhere that my foot treads upon, he has given to me already, especially since he has put me in this new season. And I am so ready to get the information to be able to open doors for other people. Me even coming to you and saying, hey, I quit my job. Hey, I'm living off of Uber Eats, where people be like, how? Because maybe God is trying to get you to quit your job, and I'm not telling you to do it. I told you to put your mouth to God's ear and let him tell you. But for me, it makes no sense. I know my mom is like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? But what she doesn't know is she taught me how to live in faith. I wish I could tell you the story, but it's her story. But I saw basically where she lost it all and got it back in like 2 weeks. And I was like, oh, okay, this is how it's done. And I knew who she accredited to. And she said, Reagan, I just can't believe. What do you mean you can't believe? You showed me faith as a kid. What do you mean? You showed me how to worship this God. You showed me he's a provider. What do you mean? You don't understand. But I guess I'm her child. And it's like, you know, you just want to protect. But as I tell Kenny, I'm not with you all the time. I have to pray for her and plead the blood of Jesus over her before she gets out of the car. I'm not with you all the time. I'm not going to always be with you all the time. You take God first. That's your father. You take him with you. You're covered. I got to show her how to have her own relationship with God. Right? When her daddy wasn't around, when your dad's not here, when he went to prison, God is your father. Even if he is here, God is your father. He's your parent. When you can't talk to me, you talk to him. Right? You have to show your children how to have that relationship. Now, if you don't believe in Jesus and you don't subscribe to him, I'm sorry. That's how I teach my child. But it has served us well. It has served us well. I'm in an apartment that was bigger than my house. I'm paying for this place. And listen to me, God told me he's going to stretch my money. And guess what he's been doing? And I ain't missed nothing. It's up from here. Do you understand me? It is absolutely up. And I told him, God, when you bust this door open, even before you bust this door open, I'm going to tell everybody you did it. Everybody. Because it's not me. Let me be very clear. Because if we operate out of Reagan spirit, it's some stuff going to get tore up. It's going to get tore up. But I'm just thankful. And I just want to encourage you guys this morning. It's not going to always be bad. If you're sitting in a low place, like it's not always going to be bad. It's not. I also suggest that you fast. I suggest that you fast. You add a fast to it. Ask God what you can do. You know what I mean? I got to take baby steps with that fasting still. And I'm 43. Listen to me. I got to take baby steps. Because the Lord knows. He knows. But I mean, I did it. And I'm going to tell you, those answers were coming. Do you understand me? Those answers were coming. God is wanting to do some new things in your life. It's going to require you to move. And I don't necessarily mean move. I have to keep saying that because they're going to be like, Reagan said, nope. I'm saying move in the spirit, move and do physical things that you're not used to, move and maybe have conversations with people you're not, like he's going to require you to start doing some things that you're not used to get you to another level and new things. And you're going to have to do them if you want to be successful. And I don't mean necessarily successful financially. It can be spiritually or, mentally or whatever. Also check your circle. Check your circle. Check your circle. I talked about that yesterday. You're not going to be my friend if you do not want to elevate and do better. You're not going to be my friend. I don't want, because what are we talking about? I don't want to just get on the phone and kiki and ha-ha with you. I saw a video where Tiffany Montgomery was talking about people have to have the oil to be able to be your friend. A lot of people, what my homegirl told me the other day, a lot of people can't handle you. And I'm like, what you mean they can't handle me? What do I do? But you just, to be certain people's friends, they have to carry your oil to be your friend. Like I called my homegirl last night, I was boo-hooing. Listen to me. And I kept saying, I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry because I needed to talk. I needed to talk. Because if you're my friend, I'm going to dump whatever is on me on you. And everybody can't handle that. And a lot of people have to be free in order to hold your load. I can't just have you to kiki and ha-ha with. I don't want to have you to kiki and ha-ha with. That's like the side part. That's the extra part. Girl, we can go have brunch and stuff, but can you worship God with me? When I'm having these spiritual dreams, can I call you and say, girl, I had this dream. Can you help me with that? Because sometimes some of my friends, girl, I had this dream. And can I be my authentic self with you? Huh? Can I, in this season of singleness, when I'm not married, when I want to might bust something open, can I call my girl and say, girl, without her judging me and still not looking at me like, okay, you're supposed to be savoring. You ain't supposed to be thinking like that, right? They're going to encourage me, but they're not going to chastise me. We're going to get me back on track, right? And still love me and cover me, right? Yes, those are the friends I need. I don't want to have friends just to, girl, yeah. No, that's a byproduct. The real deal is, what are you doing that you can grow? Huh? How can we elevate you? How can we elevate us? How can we make some more money? How can we help people? Because I don't want, that's why I still talk about healing. Because if you're not healed, if I come to you and I'll be like, man, I want you to get out of your comfort zone. I want you to, we got to get this debt paid so we can get you in this house. Like, that's what I want, because I want to see us all living. Like, I want all my homegirls, wherever they may live or they may move to, I want them to be able to have a guest house. So if I feel like I want to go to sleep and I don't want to drive home, or I don't want to get a hotel, I'm going to stay in your guest house. That's how much overflow I want you to have. If you have people who need to come up and off the street, you have overflow for these people. Those are the friends I want that think overflow, not like, oh, well, let me just sit here and just be mediocre. No, 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 no. God did not call us for that. God called us to live an exceedingly abundantly blessed life, because the Bible says he's going to bless us like that. He didn't say, there's nothing in the Bible to say, I want you to live a comfortable life. Ain't nothing. No, it's not. Our Father has like gold and mansion. Like he got all of this stuff. And we are his children. So we have that inheritance. So why am I living a mediocre life? I don't want a mediocre man. We talked about this. I don't want a mediocre daughter. I'm not going to be mediocre. I don't want my life to be mediocre. I want it when I get up out of here. I want them to say Reagan's life meant something. And she helped me do this through God. God helped me, bless Reagan to help me do this. My life needs to mean something. My friends' lives need to mean something. Right? We need to have more. And there's nobody, especially if you ain't Christian and ain't going to church, gonna tell me that I'm not supposed to have no money. Because the Bible says, and I'm gonna stay with this, money answereth all things. You can't do anything without it. Nothing. So if I want to help people, I've got to have resources to be able to do that, right? Absolutely. And I need to be able to feed myself as well. So we have to have overflow. We can't have just enough. We are supposed to have more than enough, right? Y'all done got me excited today, but listen, I'm about to go have brunch with my kid. We're going to get out in the city, and y'all see me with these glasses on. I woke up this morning, I was like, ooh, I can't see good. God's starting to pray like, Lord, what happened? But he was like, you're not wearing your glasses, Reagan. So here we are. So Kennedy, it's time for her to go get her, you know, you have to go once a year. So we're going to get our eyes looked at and some more glasses. And just spend a little time together. And then I'm going to do what? Uber Eats. Why? Because we want overflow. But you guys, excuse me, have a blessed day. Please concentrate on getting healed. So you're not looking at people with the side eye. Please work on not being comfortable. Quit being in that comfortable spot. Get out of it. And be honest with yourself. If you got a bad attitude, fix it. Ask God to fix it. If you have unforgiveness toward people, ask God to fix it. Because you cannot walk into this next season with it. You can say, I'm healed all day. I'm healed. I'm healed. And you're not. You're not. And it shows. You're not. And it shows. I told you. If I wasn't healed for real, there's no way I would be able to sit at the table I was at yesterday. I'm going to be honest. And I'm glad that I put myself in different rooms and high-end restaurants and high-end places to be able to be there, or I would be uncomfortable. Imagine if I'm jealous of the person. That's like that. I'm going to say this and get out your way. What's that thing that they post? Some people are jealous of people that they supposed to be learning from. Or don't like the people that they supposed to be learning from. It's about healing for real. For real, for real. And I'm telling y'all, what I'm working on right now, y'all listen to me. Get your money together. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm going to leave it there. Get your money together. Get your money together. Get your money together. Get your money together. And hold on, because I'm working on something. And I can't wait. Listen to me. Listen to me. Get your money together. I'm in a new land of the living. For real. Not death land. Don't want that land. Yeah, I still got some things to do, Lord. I have a long, healthy, prosperous life. But anyway, you guys enjoy your weekend. This is Reagan Adams with All Things Reagan. Reagan says, I think it, I see it, I do it. Bye.